Hi guys, Norm with you again, and today we're having a look at this little 8-port USB charger. Um, this has got quite a nice little display on the front, and I had one previously, um, one of these in my front room, and it's basically charging all my devices. Because the reason I got this was I had like maybe 5 or 6 different chargers all plugged in, so I thought, well, if I go with one of these, you only got one charger plugged in and you can charge everything. And so it does work out, a lot better for that. And so I was using that and it was fine, but I was using like 3 meter and 4 meter long USB cables. So the voltage was dropping, with the length of the cables. So I opened it up and here is the original power supply from the other one. And it does seem to be quite a decent supply. There's a really nice sort of gap there between the high and the low side, or what have you. And yeah, so that is very good. But I did try and increase the voltage slightly, and of course this is what this sort of bodge here is. This is where I swapped out a resistor, and of course initially I miscalculated because obviously you all know maths is not my strong point, and I sent 8 volts to the front display, and then the unit would still work, but the display was gone bad, and so I thought I would replace this. So then I bought um, a couple of 4-port Anchor um, chargers, which are very good. I may show one of those in another time. So then I thought, well, I use this thing on the bench. It'd be quite handy to have, because normally I use a little power bank or something on the bench. Well, if you have this, I mean, it plugs in with a figure 8 lead, and this can be on the bench, and it's all good. Yeah, so I decided then to use this one with its bad display out here on the bench, and obviously then you'd have to use one of these little power meter things, little USB-C one there, and a USB-A one there, and these things are pretty good. I mean, this one especially, this USB-C one, you can have like a graph on the screen and everything. It's like a bit like a scope, and it shows you a graph of what the voltages and the amperages are doing over time. So that's very nice. But obviously it's very small and quite hard to see. They are KWS 2303C for that one, and yep, and this one is a QEC or something like that. KWEISI, QEC. And these are quite handy, but obviously they're always sticking out at a weird angle, so they wouldn't be very good for seeing on video. And as for this one as well, again, it's a good display, but to actually see it on the video, we'd have to sort of angle it and arrange it. Whereas this thing, if I just plug it in a minute, you'll see it has a very nice bright display, and it will be good for, showing up in videos or anything. Now, this is the main sleeve that come with it. Where are we? Yep, here we are. It's good. And this end actually looks very good, and it fits in. And, it's obviously the standard sort of figure 8. I was quite surprised at how well this fitted in. And it is really a nice fit, and it is really good. I mean, a lot of the Chinese figure 8 leads are really crappy and loose, but this one did fit really well. But you can tell the actual cable itself is very, very thin, and then the plug when you get to that, that is an abomination, really. That is certainly not safe. And you see the width of it there. I mean, this is tiny, really, compared to a standard UK plug. And it's supposed to be a certain distance. You're supposed to have, like, I don't know, ½ inch or something along the side and that side. But they've obviously made this one as small as they can. And the earth pin there is not supposed to have the plastic shielding on it. So that's incorrect. I mean, if I just grab another plug here, you see the official UK plug, and you can see how much wider that is than that, because there obviously has to be so much space each side. And so yeah, so that is a regulatory UK plug with a British standard on it. I think if you sent this in to get a British standard on it, they would just laugh. Well, it does say there, BS 1383, is that? 1363. So they are claiming it has got a British standard on it, but I don't think it has. For certain, that would not pass. And they've got it half right. They have got these insulated at halfway up and what have you, but that's so thin that that just would not pass. And so although this would work, I'm not going to be using this. This will be going straight in the bin. And I recommend to anybody who buys one of these, the charger itself is quite good. And the power supply, well, if it's anything like the original one, the power supply does seem to be quite good and quite safe, and it does have, good separation and all the correct sort of class Y capacitors and what have you. And that's all looking very nice. So I will actually open this new one up in a minute, and we will see. Actually, I'll do that before I turn it on, and we will see if it does match the original one, or whether they have cheaped out and put crappier power supply in it. Okay, so if anybody watching this video knows anything about camera settings, why, when you set it to automatic, it goes too dark? Look, if I set this now to automatic, it goes really dark. With all the lights I've got on in here, it shouldn't be that dark. So I have to go to manual settings, change the speed to, it automatically sets to 1/500. And if I set it to 1/250, that's a lot better. Obviously the camera wobble doesn't help because of the bloody wobbly doodah. But no, yeah, so this is the original power supply. So let's now get this thing opened. So see, this is washed out now. So I don't understand these cameras. I'm going to have to look at Google or something to find out these camera settings. Come on. Of course, there is glue on the circuit boards, and so that's probably keeping it. Oh yeah, they have cheaped out, but they have got another power supply in here, which is completely different. Let's just compare the two. Yeah, this one was the original, and as you can see, it's a lot bigger, a lot stronger than this one here now. The separation isn't as good, but it is there, Go this way up. WLX-A9D, or this is A9 Plus, but 5 volts at 10 amps. I highly doubt that 5 volts at 10 amps. Well, I mean, I can test it. And so that's what we will do, I suppose. I mean, yeah, if I disconnect it from the actual circuit board at the front, then we can abuse this as much as we like. And it doesn't matter if we blow it, because we can just put this one in. I'm assuming that'll fit. Yeah, we should fit. So I guess now we have to, I'll test this. And, well, first of all, let's power it up so we can see the display. Somewhere around here, I have got a figure 8 lead plugged in. Right, yep. Right, let's plug that in there. And, oh, it's very dim. And you can see it, of course, flickering on the camera. That's because the shutter speed of the camera doesn't match the refresh rate. It's actually not flickering in real life. Although it is a very dim, quite dim display, a lot dimmer than the original one as far as I remember. But let me try just adjusting the shutter speed here, see if we can change that. Oh yeah, there we are, that's not hardly flickering now. But yeah, USB. And then when we plug something into one of the USB ports, let's go to port 6. It should show up. Then we're not draining anything at the minute. Where's my dummy load? Pause. Okay, so we can see now that it's flashing there to say something is plugged into channel 6 or port 6. We're putting 900 milliamps and it's outputting 5.2. And so, yeah, that's very good. And we've also got a state of charge or a charging symbol there. So that is all in all quite nice. But of course, if I set the brightness back to somewhere reasonable, it does start flickering. It's not great for the videos, but well, that's not too bad. And it is fairly big and fairly easy to see. So what I want to do now is swap out these power units and we'll see if it's any better. Why is this looking washed out? Set this to automatic. And then it goes too dark. The ISO, set the ISO to automatic as well, right? Which other one is speed and the EV? Where's the EV? EV, can I set that to automatic? All right, EV up to 1. I think there's something wrong with this camera, you know. Right, let's try and hack this thing out of here. Cut. Come on. Right. Cut. Cut through the glue. It's like silicone type of glue. It's bloody horrible. But I suppose, you know, they think, oh, just glue it all in and make it safe with loads and loads of shit. Come on. Really need a knife to do this rather than this little spudger thing, but so I might get there. Right, that's that one cut. They've all been cut, so why is this not coming out? This one not cut? Yes, it is. Right. Come on out. Okay, it's been glued in. Let's try and pop this thing out without killing the bloody thing. Come on. Alright, it's moving. Come on. Come on. Alrighty. Now let's get that out. And you can see there. Oh yeah, that's a lot shitter. If that's a word, shitter. A lot crappier than this original one. And you can see there, so much smaller, and they've omitted so many things. But yeah, this top one is certainly way better than the bottom one. So let's get that soldering iron plugged in and turned on, and we can swap them out. Okay, so I just sort of test fitted this old power supply unit in there, and it does fit. It's not ideal, and we got the two live terminals there and there are exposed. So I just want to take off these two wires a minute and just put a bit of heat shrink on each of those just to make it extra safe, because we don't want to go transferring the power supply only to put it in unsafe and have that short out on something. So, not ideal, that is it? So let's just take these off one at a time. I think I'm going to have to bring back the old tripod, because although that was a nuisance and in the way most of the time, it was actually stable. Now, which of these is positive and negative? Can we see? Is it going to focus? Okay, positive is the top one. Okay. Assuming these wires are the correct colors, which you've got to be careful because they're not always the same colors on these foreign devices, or Chinese devices, I should say. Anyway, let's get that one soldered. Come on. Lovely. And now we can do the negative. Should reach. Come on. Okay. Okay, so that's changed over now. Didn't fit entirely well. It's not entirely fitting as good as it should do, but I'll look at that later. But now let's plug it in again and check that it is still working now. Now we've replaced that, and we have, and the voltage here still says 5.2, but that is incorrect because that always says 5.2, and there's a 9 volt and a 12 volt at the side of it. But I haven't got anything here that uses the PD or the quick charge to get that. So if we plug in this thing again, and we can see what voltage we're doing now. We can't even see it. Wow. Yeah. 5.28 and 0.4 amps. So that is higher. So that is good. 5.3. Lovely. And without a load, it goes to 5.5, which is really the limit of what this wants to be. But that is ideal, really, for this. And so that now, just check, is pulling 0.98 amps on there, and it's showing 1.19 on here. So which of these do we believe? 0.89 now. 1.12. So 0.79. Yeah, that one's reading 0.79. This one's reading 1.04. So I'm tempted to believe this over that, really. Let's try it in one of the different ones. In number 1, okay, that says 1.4 amps. It's actually 1.18 that we're pulling. So yeah, not entirely great. At least it does give us an idea, I suppose. Yeah, 1.18, 1.2. I'm more inclined to believe this one being correct, as I've used this on several different things. 1.38. But at least this does give us a clue. I mean, we can say a lot of things. If you're repairing something, you just need to know, is it pulling a current or is it not? And this thing will tell us with quite a big screen. So all in all, that's okay, I think, for now. And the next job is to get down to testing this. This is supposed to be 10 amps, 5 volts at 10 amps. And well, I can't really see that. So I'll leave that for the next video. What I'll do is I'll make this really safe with loads of insulation and what have you. I'll put some heat shrink on both of those and over the main thing there to make that completely safe to plug and unplug. And then we will actually try this board on the dummy load and see how many amps it will do. This isn't doing 10 amps, is it? Although, I mean, that transformer is fairly big. So, who knows? Maybe. I really don't know. But I'm certainly more happy now with this. It's got the good power supply in it. And so, yeah, that should be interesting. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers for now. Well, stop then. Why don't this thing fucking stop? What's the matter with this fucking stop? Hello? Yeah, it's supposed to be. This Bluetooth low energy clicker thing is a pile of picture. Here it is, by the way. When I press this, it should tell it to stop recording. And it's not doing anything. It's flashing its fucking blue light. Hello, pair with the fucking device and fucking stop it. Okay.